Hello, my name is Logan Pilgreen, and this is my pool house project proposal. Jumping in, this is my timeline. So I broke it up into a 6-week period. Week one was the client interviews. Week two would be the site interview. Week three would be the concept development and design development stage. Week four is when all of my deliveries would occur for fixtures, furniture, finishes, paint, all of the things. Week five, the project will be completed and it will be presented to the client to mark up and blue tape for editing purposes. And week six, the project management report will be submitted. Before we jump in, I just kind of wanted to go over an overall general idea of my thought process when designing this pool house. I know that the client wanted a very eclectic, fun farmhouse coastal vibe. So for this project, I decided to keep it very minimalistic while adding lots of fun color and details throughout the space. I wanted it to be kid friendly and easy to clean. Obviously, throwing parties and gatherings for lots of kids, stuff is going to get spilled. So I did keep that in mind when purchasing furniture with the fabrics and the cleanability of everything that was purchased. And we will see more of that as we move along. Next is my floor plan. This is just an overall general idea of the space. A few things before we get into the specifics. I did decide, if you look at door number 7, I did decide to do a panel of glass open and closed doors rather than the service window. I just thought this would be a better idea to maximize that kitchen space while also being able to completely open those glass doors and connect the porch to the living and dining area. And I also, instead of putting the game table inside, I decided to do a 4-seating dining table that could also be paired as a game table. So you could sit inside and play cards or board games along with eat at the table if you needed to. And I decided to put the ping pong table outside on the porch. Just made the most sense. Obviously, if you have kids running around, you'd rather them run around outside instead of inside your home. Also, for the living room, instead of doing chairs, I decided to do one sofa that is a pull-out sleeper sofa to watch movies or host others if you have a guest that needs to stay. But you will, again, obviously see more of that throughout the presentation as we move along. So first is my living room. Like I said, there will be a few things that you see consistently throughout the space, such as the flooring. I decided to use a light oak hardwood LVT vinyl flooring throughout the entire space, except for the bathroom that required a matte tile. And then if you look at WC2, that is my wall coloring too. That is just a light gray, soft gray paint that I decided to use. I thought that it added a very natural feel without it being white. I feel like sometimes white can be almost unfinished. First is just my blanket basket that I placed to the left of the entertainment center. I thought this would be good to store blankets or anything else that you want to store in there. Doesn't even have to be blankets. Next are my dining chairs. I really like these chairs. They look comfortable. Like I said, this was a space used for eating and playing table games. So I wanted to make sure that those were comfortable enough for people to want to sit in for hours on end, however long they want to sit and chat or play games. Next is that dining table. Again, I decided to use a marble top table, super easy to wipe down, super durable, hard to chip, but also easy to pick up cards or board games, things like of that nature. Next is FS1. That is the flat screen TV that I decided to use. I did go with a 75-inch flat screen, super big TV. That way everyone in the room could see for movies or games. And then the rug that I chose, again, I just feel like it hits that pinpoint of eclectic feeling while still keeping it very clean. SF1 is that sleeper sofa that I decided to use. It does pull out and it is a double-sized bed so it can sleep 2 people. And then the entertainment center is ST2. That is for storage. I really liked that. I just felt like it added a lot of color and femininity to the space while still keeping it very gender neutral. Next, WC2, like I spoke to earlier, is just the paint color that will be throughout the entire space. And then WC3 is the wallpaper that I decided to use all along that back wall behind the TV to, again, just add some more flavor. Next is the kitchen. I love to cook and I hate clutter in my kitchen. And so I decided to remove some of that color from the kitchen. That way it's not near as distracting and you can kind of keep your head on straight of what you're trying to do. I know when you're cooking for a lot of people, as I do a lot, it can get crazy. So I wanted to keep it very calm, very neutral. So I decided to go with a pebble gray cabinetry color all throughout the space for the base cabinets and the wall cabinets. The sink cabinet that I decided to use is BC1. It's the first cabinet on the page, and that is just a normal vanity kitchen sink cabinet. BC2 is a Lazy Susan. I liked this idea for pots or Dutch ovens. You could even put spices down below if you needed to. BC3 is just a normal base cabinet with a pull-out drawer for silverware or whatever else you would need utensil-wise. And then moving on, you have your countertop, which is a black and white granite countertop. It's also known as Arabian Night. I thought this was a super clean countertop. I also like the darkness so that it kind of hides the dirt. So you don't feel like your kitchen is a mess all of the time. And I thought it paired well with the gray. Throughout this space, you will see all gold fixtures and knobs, cabinet pulls, all of the things. I just prefer gold. I think that it looks more put together and more expensive. And it's just one small element that can really elevate all of your spaces. So those are the cabinet knobs and pulls that I decided to use for the kitchen. Again, that same flooring, I just kept it very minimal throughout everything. The microwave is a touchscreen microwave, so super easy to use for any age group. It also does have an air fryer setting, so that can balances two things. And then the range that I decided to use to just add some fun and color to the space, I did go with the navy blue. That is a range top and an oven combo. The microwave also has a range top vent hood, so that will double for the oven as well. Next is the refrigerator. I just used a French door, two-door style refrigerator with the pull-out freezer. I think that is best for the space. I think that if you are hosting and you're having a lot of snacks or party foods, that's going to be chips and salsa, that's going to be guac, it's going to be queso, things that you would keep in the fridge, dips, fruit maybe. Could have even be used as a leftover fridge for storage. Lots of drinks, obviously. And then I wanted to have that pull-out freezer for quick snacks to heat up, whether that's chicken nuggets or French fries that you want to throw in the oven for a quick meal. For the sink, I used a deep farmhouse sink. I just think that this was the best option given the space and the requirements for it. Next is the office. I know when doing work that I want a space that I can either put my headphones in and really get done what I'm trying to get done without distractions, or a very calm environment for a business meeting. You know, maybe you're having a hard conversation with someone and you need a space that is going to be inviting and not feel intimidating for them. So for this space, I decided to use a lot of raw wood while still elevating it with the rug and wall covering. I wanted it to be very simple, but still a very gender neutral feel. So first, I just have my ergonomic office chair, which is T1 with just that bare leather look. I really just enjoy that, and I think it looks very gender neutral but sophisticated. Next, I have the chair 2, the C2. Those are going to be the lounge chairs for people that are in the office. Next is the desk. I love the storage with this, but you can also kind of decorate the space with the open cabinetry if you need to. And then obviously the same flooring I'm using throughout, which will also be the same flooring in the closet that's off of the office, as well as the wall color paint. Next is L1. That is the table lamp. I just decided to stick with the leather feel, keep it very gender neutral, like I said before. L2 is that corner lamp in the top left of the enlarged plan. And that is just for overall ambiance lighting. Maybe it's dark, you don't want the overhead light, all of the things. Next is that rug. I just chose this rug. I think that it matches the space very well. It hits to that coastal farmhouse vibe. And it also matches the blues in the wall covering that I decided to do, which will be on the left wall. Up next is the bathroom. So same vibe, same feel for the bathroom. Still wanted it to be coastal, still wanted it to be farmhouse, but very minimalistic, something that's very easy to clean and keep decluttered. So first for the bathtub and shower, I used a double bathtub and shower combo. So it's just a white tile with a deep-seated bathtub. I decided that this would be the best for the client in case there are multiple kiddos getting in the bath after a pool day or after being outside, or if you have a kiddo that needs you in the bath with them, there's plenty of space for that. For the flooring, I did use the matte ceramic tile that was required in the bathroom. I just used a baby blue tile. Next is the light fixture that will go above the sink. I wanted to tie in those blues, keep everything very sophisticated, but all matching. So again, I just used all gold fixtures throughout the bathroom, like I said before. Next is that mirror that will go under the light fixture, also above the vanity sink. And then the sink vanity is right next to it. This vanity does come with a sink and the countertop and the vanity itself. So what you see is what you get. And then I just added the fixtures, which is SF1, which will be 2 over, same gold. Going back to SC1, that is the shower curtain, which will be paired with SR, the gold shower curtain rod. And then obviously you have your shower fixtures, the shower head, and the bathtub. And then next is the toilet that I chose, which is the double and single flush toilet, so you can conserve water. And then the same wall color will be in this space as well. For the last space, it is the porch. And like I said previously, I decided to move the game table outside, saying that I did find a multifunctional game table. So I chose to do a ping pong table. I feel like that is the easiest for kids to play. And this one actually does fold up and roll, so you can move it to wherever you want to move. I chose to do a 6-seated dining table that's all wood, again, just to keep that fun coastal feel. And then also the lounge chairs that will be behind that gaming table. These are just my total costs for each space and then the total project cost, which does not include the labor or any of the shipping. This is strictly just the equipment that is used, and that will be given later on in the project descriptions.